How's it going, everyone? This is your friend Tom Moore coming at you live from the Spyderco Millie PM2 Pair 3 Club. And today we're going to do some sharpening again. It's been a minute since I've been live because I've been sick. Actually, mainly been sick, but I went to Blade Show, which was pretty fun. I went to Las Vegas, which was pretty fun. So it's been a little bit since I've done any sharpening. So I need to do some catch up. Today we're going to throw an edge on the goat. Me and Jason gave this nickname to goat to this knife when it first dropped a couple years ago. Anyway, this will be fun. I'm going to put a mirror on it because obviously, why not? Let's see. It's been a second. I had to find all my junk from sharpening. I hope we can find my screwdriver. There we go. Get mounted up right about. This has got a big swoop on the tip, so I try to get that kind of straightened out a little bit. So I'm kind of lining this up like this, pivot to tip. That's kind of how I line Bowies up. No science to it. I mean, there's some science, but that's just how I do it. The other thing to check is put a stone in. We are using our Hapstone Premium CVNs. We're going to start at 150 like I always do on a fresh factory edge. Okay, make sure it's stone seated. Check our stop collar. So if you ever have stray scratches go up the face of your blade, it's because you're not using a stop collar. So this prevents the rod from going too far up. So we're going to check that. Make sure we're all good. We're all good where it's set now. It's tight. Everything's tight. Let's get some tape. Electrical tape. Good quality. Doesn't have to be the best quality, but I use Scotch electrical tape. It's like $3 for a big fat roll of it. Don't use stuff from Harbor Freight or cheap Chinese crap that just disintegrates because it's no fun when it slips off. And the stuff's cheap. It doesn't conform as well when it's cheap. It doesn't stick as well. It leaves goobers when it's cheap. So just spend the $3 and get a good roll. It'll last you a year if you sharpen every day like I do. Okay, so this Spyderco has a sharpening choil. Bowies are pretty easy to sharpen because they have a definitive end to the edge. Right there, we're all taped up. Because this is a Spyderco, and it doesn't matter if it's from Golden, Colorado, Seiki City, Japan, or Taichung, Taiwan, they all, from the factory, should be 17 degrees. So we're going to get this to about 17. And if it's close to 17, we're just going to say it's exactly 17. So like these to be easy to remember and repeatable. Okay, 17 degrees. Let's see what the Sharpie looks like. So we got Sharpie on this side. Try to keep it just on the edge so you're not cleaning up a bunch of shit when you're done. Okay, let's check, see how it wipes. It looks like, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So, right here it's only hitting the leading edge, and as we move up the edge, right here it's hitting the whole edge, and then it's hitting the top of the edge. So it kind of changes as the angle goes along. That's decent. Let's see what this side looks like. This side, pretty dead on. So we're going to say it's 17 degrees. As you can see, all the Sharpie's gone right here. Now it's leading edge. Then all the Sharpie's gone up here. So this will be good. Go 17 degrees. Make sure Tape's nice and conformed at the ricasso. And we sharpen away. Get this all profiled. This really doesn't take that long with these stones. These stones are pretty great. Some people say they cut slow. I disagree with that. If yours cut slow, you need to have them lapped, because when these stones have fresh CBN exposed, they cut fantastic. Okay, we profiled it there. Let's do the heel. Very heel is where we got the most work to do. Sorry, I'm going to back this up a little bit so I can see better. And we got to make sure you get all the way profiled. It doesn't have to do it first pass, though. We're getting there pretty quickly, though. Okay, this side's looking pretty nice. Visually, it's profiled. If we have a burr, but it looks profiled. You can check. Oh, we do got a burr. So we have a visual burr from here to about there. We have a little bit of work to do in the heel still on the other side. So doing well. This side looks like it's a little more work, possibly. That shouldn't be bad. This is relaxing. It's been a couple weeks really since I've done any actual sharpening. Went to Vegas at the end of May, and I got sick from my son, who was sick on the trip. And it's been kicking my ass for over 2 weeks now. It's no joke. We're going to do this tip. Put my finger underneath it so I can go all the way to the end of the profile. A little bit of work to do there. But yeah, it was a snotty mess, and then I got pink eye, and it's been gross. So I'm feeling better now. Pink eye's all cleared up. So I had pink eye when I was at Blade Show, waiting in line to get in Friday morning, is when it kind of developed and kind of hit me and got noticeable. So I had to get antibiotics in Atlanta for my eyeballs because they were grody. This side's looking pretty good. Visually, it's about there. I want to get the heel a little bit more. Heels, even when they have a sharpening tool like this, can take just a little bit extra effort. Just to make sure they're nice and they end nice and proper and don't fade out. Okay, checking for a burr. We got a burr here. This steel's really working well with us because I got a burr all the way through the entire edge. A little bit on the tip I'm going to do next pass, but otherwise we're pretty much profiled. You can hear the burr coming off. This side I want to do a little more of the heel. And the tip, put your finger underneath it so it doesn't roll the stone. Okay, let's see how that looks. Visually, it looks very good. Nice and even throughout. No big scratches. Let's check for a burr. We got a burr all the way to the end of the edge, all the way to the tip. So we're good to go. Just to make sure the tip is all the way sharpened. Might do one more pass after this just to make sure we're all good. This is just some quick. Let's do one more pass. Just want to make sure everything's good. Yeah, we're all good. Work down the sides of the burr a little bit. It's pretty noticeable. Make sure this heel is all good. Okay. Okie doke. Okay. We're going to check the edge out. Look for anything that's like out of normal. Looks good. There's a spot right here I'm going to hit real quick. Okay, looks good. Now we're going to jump up to our 400 grit Copstone CBN. We'll do 2 passes with this stone real quick. Making sure to get to the very end of the heel. I pretty much tape up to where I want to sharpen and just kind of push it against the tape. Very scientific, but it works quite well to get the whole edge. Back on the heel. Heels always show scratches the most, so I spent a lot of time there. Looks good though. So we're going to do this 400 grit stone twice. So we're just going to do a quick pass here. Flip it. Now we're starting to create some steel dust, which is fun. Needs to really sharpen in. Get all the way to the very tip without rolling it. Get some more pass, 400 grit, make sure we're all clean. Okay, we're gonna check it out in the light, see how even it is. It's looking pretty good. So we're good on that side. All right, see how this looks. Okay, now we're gonna switch up to 800 grit. Now we're just gonna mirror it out. If this was satin edge, this is where I would stop. You can feel the burr when you first hit it. And the whole heel. And I just do one pass with 800 grit and up. So I have to make sure it looks good when we're done. Okay, looking for any scratches that are noticeable that won't come out after this, which is good. Watching the steel dust accumulate along the edge as the burr kind of breaks off and crumbles. I have been experimenting with not stropping after I go through all these stones, and I don't know if we're going to strop this or not yet. We're going to test it out without a strop and see how it looks anyway. As long as we get this thing nice and polished up with the stones, it's not really needed. People, I think, kind of go overkill on stropping. Well, I know they do, but you don't need to go through every single diamond emulsion, really, unless, I don't know what your goal is, but my edges don't need that level of obsession. Also, I find stropping kills your edge a little bit. So maybe I'm just not good enough at it, but I kind of just rely on the stones. Not that I don't have all the compounds and all the strops. I have so many strops, but for a long time I relied on it. When I use a KME, when you use a KME, the 1500 grit stone leaves like a hazy edge, and when you hit it with the strop, it does turn into a mirror. And so when that's your experience with the strop, you kind of get like obsessed with thinking that's what you need to polish an edge. But if you have good stones, it polishes them a ton, and I'd much rather polish the stone than with the strop. It doesn't kill the bite of the edge, and it looks cleaner. You don't have to adjust anything. So now we're using a 2000 grit CBN stone. It's really shined up now. Making sure we get this whole heel polished up so it doesn't haze out. Okay, let's check it out. But the tip is not quite. There we go. Got a little curl over at the very tippy tip that we'll fix when we're done. Thank you all who are watching and joining me this lovely Monday. I missed sharpening for you guys. I like doing this live. Keeps me honest, it keeps me attentive, and it's more fun to do it live, so why not share what I'm going to do anyway? So when you get this stone, it's kind of hard to know when to stop, honestly. So I probably overdo the 2000 grit stone. I just want it to be as polished as possible. But it does a pretty good job pretty quickly. Okay, we're all good. Last stone, 5,000 grit. Got a root beer. I haven't been drinking a lot of soda, but this root beer is tasting pretty good. It's a steelhead root beer. My favorite root beer is called Henry Weinhard's. I can't find it anymore. It used to be easy to find at all the stores, and now it's like disappeared off the shelves. So I'm a little concerned because it is the nectar of the gods. It's so good. Steelhead's pretty tasty, but it's nothing on Henry's. Sounds like the 5,000 grit stone, kind of hard to know when to stop. It's really just polishing up stuff. So I just give it a minute or two. Make sure I hit everything. Not really scientific. Now let's look at it. Ooh, it's looking fabulous. Looking really good. I think we're going to stop after the stones. I don't think we're going to strop it. Looking pretty good. When you go this high, the bird kind of just is. There is no more bird. Nothing's hanging on. It's all turned to powdered dust. So I don't have to worry about pulling a burr off. At a lower grit, I would use a strop. Now this grit, though, I would only be using a strop to get more polish, and it's already really polished. My edges aren't perfect. They look nice in video. That's all that matters. But if you look at them up close in sunlight, they got scratches in it. It's no big deal. I don't try to hide it. But that's just not what I do. Get nice looking edges at a reasonable pace. Okay. So let's check her out. It's looking pretty good. Give it a sharpening test. Piece of printer paper. Go all the way across the edge. Make sure there's no snags. Make sure it's sharp, which it is. Still got some bite. Kind of hard to get the mirror on the video. There we go. It's looking good. So we're going to clean it up. Take off the tape. Ooh, this edge feels nice. Just going to nick my finger on it. Okay. Now we're going to get some magic eraser. Give it a quick spray down. Wow, it's actually took me longer than I suspected. A little tape residue right there I want to get off. Mainly trying to go make sure there's no Sharpie left. Nothing that bled over the top of the edge. I've seen some people sharpen and they like color half the face of the blade in Sharpie. I do not know why you would do that. It's a pain in the ass to get off, honestly. Okay. Oh yeah. One other thing. Sometimes when you sharpen, if you want to get a really pointy tip, when you sharpen, sometimes the tip curls back just a tiny little bit. Like there's still a burr at the very tip. Just take a stone like this, lay your knife not quite on it flat, drag across. Like what is this? A 150 grit stone. There we go. That bends the tip back. There we go. Sharpened Slysz Bowie. Wipe it off with a chamois cloth. Got little goobers right there. Sweet. Sharp and shiny. Cool knife. Well, thank you all for joining me. Let's see, we got Timmy T watching. We got Jonathan Jetton watching. I have not sharpened any on 398 yet. And honestly, I don't know if there's anything available because I don't really want to do a Spy Moto because that's not going to be representational of what Spyderco's cooked in-house M398's like. But we'll have a club knife soon, and I'll be able to check that out. So hopefully it works really well. Anyway, thank you all. I will see you again. I got a bunch of knives that have been piling up for the last couple weeks I need to get at. So I'll be back on here soon. Peace out.